Here's a video tutorial on how to add or update your information to the Now What network map, which we're looking at right now in a browser tab. So whether you're already on the map or you want to add yourself for the first time, it's the same basic process, which starts at the nowwhat2021.com homepage, where you can then find the Get Connected tab. Scroll down here to add me to the map. A little bit of information about that with a link to just see the map there. And you click this tab, and then it takes you to this little form where you can put in some basic information that we will add to the map for you. And then following that, you'll be sent an email that lets you add more to your profile. So here, you're just putting in your email address, which is required even if you don't want it displayed on the map. So this is just part of your map ID. You can then say here whether you want that email to show up on the map or not. That's totally up to you. We do need your first and last name or something in those fields. And then your best guess on whether you're already on the map or not will help us in making sure we don't add you twice by mistake. And then we do ask for a little bit more information that's a convenient way for us to get just a basic profile up for you with this one quick step. And you don't really have to do any more than that. Please consider adding as much information as you want here. And then there's this important note at the end that you're going to get an email to add more information and your connections to others in the map coming from someapp.net. And so you want to make sure that's on a list of approved senders if you want to make sure that you get that, that email. And let's take a look at what that email looks like. So here's an example of one of these emails. It's going to come from the Now What convening team. The actual sender is no reply at someapp.net, and the headline is Update Your Network Map Profile. And it contains this link right here, which will be the link to your personal mapping dashboard and interface. When you click that link in the email, it takes you to this dashboard where you have 5 different tabs to help you navigate from here. It defaults first to the bio. It's a bunch of information about how all this works. Here's where you can upload a picture of yourself, which we do strongly encourage, or just some kind of an image, but something other than the green dot that you see on the map otherwise would be nice. And here you get to put something of the length of a tweet, 140 characters, to describe a bit about yourself, and that shows up on the map just underneath your image. Then you can click proceed, or up here at the top, it's the profile tab. And what you'll find is the information that you've already provided to us. It should have checked off that you're participating in the April-May 2021 edition, any other editions you participated in. And then you can add as much of this information as you like. There's quite a bit that's here, and it's certainly nice to provide plenty of that. There's a few subtleties to some of this. For example, the location information works. It's different whether you're in the United States or in another country. So in the United States, you want to put your city or town, comma, space, and then the 2-digit state code. But if it's another country, you put the city or town, comma, and then the name of the country written out. And if you do that properly, you'll show up on the geographic view of the map. We're collecting some time zone information to help people get a sense of what's appropriate for contacting one another. It's a little tricky because of daylight savings time, but just pick the number that's close enough to you, and you can click here to or copy and paste that link if you're not sure what the UTC adjustment is for you. Here you can collect websites, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc., personal website. If you're going to put more than one in, you put this little pipe character in with a space on either side of it. That's just the vertical line, and then each of these will show up in the map as separate clickable links. Ditto with multiple organizations, things like that. Say something about your work, different intentions for how you're participating in Now What. Some of this might have come from your previous profile, why it's important, gifts you're bringing, etc. You can update that information if you like. The 3 simple gifts is a really nice feature to add here. Recorded music that you'd like to go onto the Now What playlist, especially if it's a Spotify link, then it's easy for us to add that. A resource you might want to share with participants, and some words that have meaning and value to you, whether they're your own or they come from someone else. And you can indicate here if you want to offer a financial gift as well to support our gift economy. That does not, however, show up on the map. So let's just take a look for a second at how all this information is then going to show up once someone is on the map and looking. So here we are, selected myself and the profile information. And so here's that sort of tweet length thing. Here's all the different editions I participated in. I included my email, so you can click on that. And here's social media links, the ones that were separated by pipes. Website. Here's a song that I've added for this edition. Some requests, some offers. Let's go back to that mapping interface. So it's important to know that you need to save this information, which you can do either by clicking next, or all the way at the bottom is save my answers. You'll note, by the way, that there's a lot of stuff down here, information from previous editions of Now What. And so if there is data here, we request that you just keep it there. If you're new, you can just ignore all that. So you're basically just getting down to this point. And then back up at the top, you can click next, and you'll go, that will automatically save, and you'll go to the Connections tab. So this is where you can show all of those different lines that you see on the map. And it opens with everybody that's been a part of Now What. That's something like 700 people or more. And you can go to the survey-based filter, however, and just select the current edition. And then that gives you, I think we're up to, as of this recording, well, 92 people. And so from here, now you can look through this list. You can sort them by who's added themselves most recently or first. This is now we have it by who's here most recently. And you can click on somebody and show the kind of connection you have to them. So you have these 6 options. You can only select one, unfortunately, and you might want to select more than one, but sort of how strong a relationship you have. Do you just know them? Have you done something with them that's been generative, major work? Or you could indicate you're collaborating on Now What, that you met through this edition of Now What, or that there's someone you would like to meet. And these show up as the blue and the orange lines respectively, and are a really nice way for us to kind of track the energy of the overall field of Now What. And if you do check, for example, someone you'd like to meet, they can then go to the map and see that you've done that and reach out to you. It doesn't create a notification, however. That's important to note. So not only can you select one of these options, but you can also write a little bit about this person and your connection with them if you want. And then if they go to that connection and they click on it, they'll be able to see that story. We click save, and that's now been recorded. And then you can go on and pick somebody else. You can go through this list and find all the people that you know or people you'd like to meet and go ahead and indicate that. And then once you've done that, again, this is what all of the lines are that are showing up here. There's a blue line, there's some orange ones. These are the different shades that show the different strength of connection. And again, you can actually click on one of those connections and it will show you that detail. We're back here on the Connections tab, and I just want to show you one more thing, which is that you can search for somebody by name and pull them up. So that's an easier way to find somebody if you know they're here and you want to indicate your connection to them, or maybe it started out as somebody you wanted to know and then you met them and you want to change that to somebody I met through Now What. That would be a beautiful thing to do. The last thing I want to show you here from this dashboard is this tab, Streams Partners Home Groups. So you can go here, and we're still building out the full set of options, but this shows you 3 different things. What we're calling engagement streams. So those would show up with a stream tag, and you could actually hit filter by segment and just see the one or the other. So engagement streams are ongoing activities over the course of the 6 weeks of Now What. We have home groups, which are sort of privately organized clusters or cohorts of people, caucuses, if you will, that are meeting on the side, sometimes to do their own self-organized activities based on different invitations for engagement in Now What. And then we have partners as well as the engagement streams. And those would be organizations, networks, et cetera, that are affiliated with and supporting Now What, and you can show your connection to any of these. So if you pick one, here's a partner, you can indicate that you're connected or you'd like to be connected or you're in a lead role. And there's an other option as well. And then you can write a little bit about the connection if you want. This is a really nice way for us to get a picture of what's happening in Now What, and also for you to communicate with some of the people doing organizing. Again, if we go back to the map and take a look at this, click on the white space to get over here to the main sidebar, and we go to partners, engagement streams, and home groups. Zoom fit this, and so here we can see all the people who are part of the Japanese speakers home group. Those are in brown, engagement streams in blue, partners in green, and it gives us, a real nice picture of what's happening over the course of this edition. And it also gives the organizers of the streams or people who are in a lead role in the partners a way to see what's going on with that. So if somebody is, for example, requesting connection, we'd see these orange lines here, and as a lead in this, we would know to follow up. And somebody else on the map could also go here, say, oh, Ben's in the lead, I want to follow up with him, and here's his email. So going back to the mapping interface, so you can come here at any time to change and update your information. The link that you get will be live for you as your personal link on an ongoing basis. You can request that if you've lost it and can't find it, just by emailing us at info@nowwhat2021.com, and we'll send that to you. And then two other things to show you. The map itself is embedded here inside of this interface, so that's another way for you to access the map. And then finally, the My Preferences tab here is worth noting. So if you wanted to remove yourself from the map, you could click here, unclick Show Me on the Map, unclick Show Me in the Member Tiles. That's the Connections page. And also, if you want to change your name or the emails that are associated with you in the system, you can do any of those and then click Save. If you want your data completely removed from the map, again, send that request to info@nowwhat2021.com. Thanks so much, and look forward to seeing you on the map and seeing you in Now What's engagement spaces.